Probably for the first time since the Great Mississippi Flood of 1927, this many people totally dislocated, and there's no way they can all be taken care of. We need to have a fund where we can help people that are otherwise going to be totally overlooked.
In the days ahead, the former presidents will ask Americans to open their hearts and their wallets to help those in need.
This is a long-term reconstruction effort. We got a lot of people that need help, so we're trying to help in a way that preserves maximum flexibility and impact. One of the things I learned dealing with these things is that there's an amazing variety of circumstances. You almost need somebody whose job it is just figure out what happens to you.
I can just remember just seeing President Clinton when he touched the ground for the first time, and both of these guys, even though they had been through a lot, they really had never seen anything like this. And they were awed by the breadth and the depth of the damage, but also buoyed by the tremendous spirit of the New Orleans people who were just like, look, we've got to come back, and there's nothing that's going to keep us away from our home.
I think the fund was very key in helping New Orleans recover. First, because we were able to respond almost immediately. We were up and running within 2 months' time. And the two presidents' ability to raise nearly $130 million over the course of the funds, we were able to make real commitments so that people could make plans for their lives and for their future.
The challenge was structuring it so that you could actually get money to the ground in ways that the federal government couldn't get there yet. And so they did a great job, first of all, of getting feet and eyes on the ground and touring the area, and then actually been able to accumulate the kind of information they needed, and then getting the resources to places they needed. So for example, directly to the universities that needed to stand back up. Schools were really important to get moving in the right direction.
Today we are giving $30 million to 34 colleges, universities, community and junior colleges.
We were the jump start for institutions like Xavier University.
Those funds were totally necessary. Had we not had that, we would not have made it. If we had not come back in 4.5 months, I'm not so sure that we would have gotten the enrollment back where we would have liked to.
We are here to announce a sustainable rebuilding effort for the lower Ninth Ward of New Orleans. We are calling it Make It Right.
In addition to President Clinton raising money and distributing grants through the Bush-Clinton-Katrina Fund, members of the Clinton Global Initiative have made 10 commitments to strengthen communities in New Orleans and the Gulf Coast region. These commitments are working to improve post-disaster recovery, housing, education, and economic opportunity. When fully funded and implemented, these commitments will have an estimated total value of more than $10 million.
So we started building houses in New Orleans in July of 2006. And what we're showing is that new home design doesn't need to create a false battle between energy efficiency and sustainability and affordability.
Although New Orleans has rebounded tremendously, we know there is still progress to be made. CGI members continue to work in the region on rebuilding and disaster preparedness, as well as community development.
I think it's also important to remember and to recognize that there are parts of New Orleans that will never come back to its original state. And there are people who left New Orleans who will never be able to come back to those homes that were destroyed. And so what we have to do is to keep still building on the foundation that was left so that future generations will be able to say that they were a part of this great rebuilding process.